My name is Kelle Jolly. I live in Knoxville, Tennessee with my husband, Will Boyd. I was born in South Carolina, grew up in Atlanta, and now I live in Knoxville. So I tell people that I am an Afro-Latin Georgia line of peach. I have a radio show and a TV show. I'm a ukulele playing jazz singer and media personality. I've been singing all my life, and when I was in high school, I discovered jazz music. I loved the melodies and the stylings of the music. I always felt like my voice was not very pop, was not very gospel, at least gospel at that time. And so I started singing jazz because when I heard people like Ella Fitzgerald and Sarah Vaughan, I felt like my voice really was comparable to that, or I could aspire to sound like that. In high school, I sang with the jazz band, and as a senior, I received the Billie Holiday Award, which they created that year for me. In high school, that really, like, the exposure I got from jazz band and from my high school librarian giving me music to listen to inspired me to carry on with my jazz singing in college. So as a student at South Carolina State University, I majored in music. I went to school on a French horn scholarship and mellophone, but I sang more than I played horn. And so I ended up singing in the choir. I marched in the marching band. I played French horn in the concert band, and I did private lessons. I did all the bands, and choir, and private lessons in college. And I was inducted into the Jazz Hall of Fame at South Carolina State University. When I was living in Chattanooga, I was singing with all kinds of bands, lots of party bands, trying to find my place. And one weekend I sang at a gig. I had a gig on Thursday, on Friday, Saturday. Saturday I was at the Bessie Smith singing with the band. This gentleman came up to me and he said, "I've heard you 3 times this week. Your voice is amazing." He said, "I want to help you out. I want to send you to New York to meet my friend, Nona Hendrix." And I looked at him and he said, "Do you know who Nona Hendrix is?" I said, "I don't know." He said, "She sang with the LaBelles." He said, "I want to send you to New York to meet Nona Hendrix. She needs to hear you. Call my secretary. She'll send you up there. Make all the arrangements." And I was thinking to myself, like, who is this man with a secretary that can send me to New York in like a day? Because he wanted me to go like the next day. So anyway, I sent my music ahead of me to Nona Hendrix, and I flew to New York. I stayed in a nice hotel in Manhattan, met my aunt. She stayed with me. I went to meet Nona Hendrix at her production company, and then she sat me down in the office, in her office, and she said, "You're a very pretty girl, and you're so cute, and you're talented, but who are you as an artist?" And I just kind of looked at her dumbfounded because I didn't know. I didn't know who I was as an artist, and so I didn't have an answer, and she knew that. So it was nothing really she could do for me. So I learned right then that I need to prepare myself. I need to define myself and figure it out, be honest and focus so that I can be able to answer that question, like, who am I as an artist? And that's why I tell people, be honest about what it is you want to say. And she asked me that. She said, think about what you want to say to the world. Who are you? What are you trying to say to the world? And so even in little things that you do, how you dress, what you sing, what you write, all those things, you're saying something to the world. Way up in the tree, and I feel like I'm clinging to a cloud. I can't understand. I get misty, just holding your hand. Even your stroke. I mean, Picasso is not like Monet. So every stroke you make, every letter you write, every piece of fabric you sew together, everything you touch, you're making an impression on time that people are interpreting. So as an artist, you need to think about what it is you want to say to the world.